this course on design of machine elements 2. In this module 2, we are discussing on design of springs and belt drives. So far, we have discussed the procedure that is employed for selection of V-belt, and also we have solved a numerical problem on belt selection of V-belt. Let us continue our discussion on design and selection of V-belt drive. In today's lecture, we are going to address our problem number 2 and 3 on design of V-belt. Coming for problem number 2, the difference between this problem and the problem number 1 which we have solved in our previous lecture is that for problem number 2, he has not specified the pitch circle diameter and also he has not given the center distance. So let us recall the procedure what we have discussed in our previous lecture and let us solve the problem number 2, which states that a compressor is driven by a motor of 2.5 kilowatts running at 1200 rpm to a 400 rpm compressor. Select a suitable V-belt. Now, if I list out the data given for problem number 2, we have a total power that is transmitted from a motor is 2.5 kilowatts. The compressor is running at the motor is running at a speed of 1200 rpm and the compressor is running at a speed of 400 rpm. So this is what the data given. So the total power to be transmitted is 2.5 kilowatts. Now if I move ahead for solution, we have in step 1 we should go for selection of belt cross section. Selection of belt cross section. So since pitch circle diameter of smaller pulley is not known, since PCD of smaller pulley is not given, therefore based on power referring to table 14.14 of page number 314, if I see row 4 of this table, we have recommended power for A cross section is that recommended power rating for A cross section is from 0.4 kilowatts to 4 kilowatts. So therefore adopt A cross section. So if I refer table 14.14 page number 314, in row 4 we have the recommended power ratings for various cross section of belts. For A cross section between 0.4 to 4 we can go for A cross section. Since 2.5 kilowatt is between the range, I can adopt A cross section for this problem. So therefore we have adopted the cross section of belt based on power, since PCD of smaller pulley is not given for us. Now once we adopted the power, next step is to find, in step 2 let us find the pulley diameter. So referring to table 14.22 of page 326 for A cross section with preference 1, with preference 1 we have the standard pitch circle diameter of smaller pulley D1 is turning out to be 90 mm. So therefore adopt 90 mm as the diameter of the pulley. So now we know that D1 N1 is equal to D2 N2. So we adopted D1, N1 is known 1200, we don't know D2, that is diameter of the larger pulley, its speed is 400. So therefore diameter of the compressor is turning out to be 90 into 1200 divided by 400, which is nothing but 270 millimeters. 270 mm. So now once I find the diameter Now I can solve the problem easily. Next is to find the velocity. We know that velocity v is given by pi small d1 n1 by 60,000. We know all the values. If I substitute and solve, pi times 90 into 1200 divided by 60,000, which is nothing but 5.6549 meters per second. 5.6549 meters per second. Next, moving ahead to find the maximum power that can be transmitted by one belt. In step 4, that is power rating for diameter less than 125 mm, referring to equation 14.13a, we have power rating in kilowatts is equal to 0.61 velocity to the power of 0.09 minus 26.68 divided by equivalent diameter minus 104 into 10 to the power of minus 4 v square. So this whole thing is multiplied by 0.7355 v. So this is from page number 295. So now we have to find the equivalent diameter. We know that equivalent diameter is equal to smaller diameter into smaller diameter factor kd. So kd is based on velocity ratio. For speed ratio, I is equal to n1 by n2, which is 1200 by 400, which is nothing but 3. So for I is equal to 3, from table 14.15, we have the smaller diameter factor kd, which is turning out to be 1.14. So therefore the equivalent diameter will be 90 into 1.14, which is nothing but 102.6 millimeters. So now we know all the values. If I substitute and solve, I will get the power ratings in kilowatts as, and this is for diameter DE, for equivalent diameter DE. So and also we know that for A cross section, this is the equation, that is 14.13a, referring to page 295. For A cross section. So if I substitute all the values and solve, I will get 0.61 into velocity is 5.6549 to the power of minus 0.09 minus 26.68 divided by equivalent diameter is 102.6 minus 104 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into v square. V square is 5.6549 square. So this whole answer is multiplied by 0.7355 into v is 5.6549. So therefore the answer is 1.0754 kilowatts. So this is 1.04. 1.04 is 10 to the power of minus 4 v square. So we have calculated the maximum power that can be transmitted by one V belt of A cross section is 1.0754 kilowatts. Now moving ahead for step 5 is to find number of belts. We know that the formula for number of beds n dash is equal to P times service factor divided by maximum power transmitted by one bed into factor based on length and factor based on angle. This is from equation 14.14 referring to page 295. Now you have to find the value of Ks from table 14.19 referring to page 322, assuming light duty compressor with 10 hours to 16 hours of service, we'll get service factor as 1.1. Now you have to find the value of KL. We have the nominal pitch length L is given by the equation 2C plus 1.57 D plus D plus D minus D whole square by 4C. So this is equation 14.15B referring to page 295. So now we don't know the value of center distance. Since center distance is not known, I should find C max, which is nothing but D plus D into 2, which is turning out to be 270 plus 90 into 2, which is 720 mm. And also I want to find the value of C minimum, which is D plus D into 0.55 times the thickness. So now to find thickness from table 14.14 referring to page 314, for A cross section we have thickness T is equal to 8 millimeters. So therefore I will get the value of C minimum as 270 plus 90 into 0.55 plus 8, which is nothing but 206 mm. Therefore I can take the center distance as 720 plus 206 by 2. That is 720 plus 206 by 2, which is nothing but 463 mm. So therefore I can adopt C as 500 millimeters. So always remember, you round off the center distance in terms of 50s. The value between 400 and 450 is rounded up to 450. The value between 450 to 500 is rounded up to 500. The value between more than 500 less than 550 is rounded up to 550. So here 463 is greater than 450, less than 500, therefore I round it up to 500 mm. So now you know the value of center distance, so therefore substitute in this equation and find the value of L. So if I substitute and solve, I will get the value of L as 2 times 500 plus 1.57 into 270 plus 90 plus 270 minus 90 whole square divided by 4 times the center distance is 500, which is equal to 1581 mm. So now referring to table, if I standardize the length, we have from table 14.17 very important, referring to page 315 for A cross section, the nearest nominal pitch length is L is equal to 1560 millimeters. So therefore, for L is equal to 1560 and A cross section, from the same table we have nominal inside length will be 1524 millimeters. 1524 millimeters. So we have found out that nominal pitch length is 1560 mm, whereas nominal inside length is 1524 millimeters for this V belt drive. So we know nominal inside length, so therefore I can find the value of KL. Now finally, from table 14.20, referring to page 323, for nominal inside length of 1524 with A cross section, we have KL is turning out to be 0.98. So we have calculated the value of KL also. So we have calculated KS, we have calculated KL. Now I should find the value of KA. Now to find factor based on angle, we know that theta is equal to 2 times cos inverse of d minus d by 2c. So which is turning out to be 2 into shift cos inverse of d is 270 minus 90 divided by 2 times 500, that is 159.26 degrees. So since type of belt is not given, assume weaving type. So therefore, from table 14.21, referring to page 325 for VV belt with theta is equal to 159.26 degrees, we have factor for angle correction is 0.95. So we know all the values. We know Ks, we know Kl, and we know Ka. So therefore, the number of belts N dash will be, the total power to be transmitted is 2.5 kilowatts into factor based on service is 1.1. Rating power is turning out to be 1.0754 into factor based on length is 0.98 and factor based on angle is 0.95. So therefore, number of beds for this problem is 2.5 into 1.1 divided by 1.0754 into 0.98 into 0.95, which is 2.75. So which is nearly equal to 3 beds. Which is nearly equal to 3 beds. The solution for the problem is we require 3 beds of A cross section for the given power transmission. Now moving ahead for step 6 to find corrected center distance. We have corrected center distance C is given by A plus root of a square minus b. This is from equation 14.15a of page 295. So where we know the value of a as L by 4 minus pi times d plus d whole divided by h, and the value of b is given by d minus d by h d whole square. So if I calculate, I will get the answers as, we know the value of L is 1560 divided by 4 minus pi times d is 270 plus small d is 90 divided by h will be 248.63, whereas the value of b will be 270 minus 90 divided by 8 whole square, which is nothing but 506.25. Therefore, the correct center distance C will be A is 248.63 plus root of 248.63 square minus 506.25, which is turning out to be 496 millimeters. Now finally, moving ahead for step 7. Step 7 is to find specification of V-belt. So we have from table 14.14 of page number 314, the value of nominal top width B is 13 millimeters and the thickness T is 8 millimeters. So therefore the specification is cross section followed by nominal inside length. Nominal inside length is 1524. So the selected belt is A1524. So if I plot the sketch will look like this. We have the top width B at nominal thickness T. So this is the complete solution for the given problem. The solution for the given problem is the selected belt is A1524, whose pitch length is 1560 millimeters, whereas nominal inside length is 1524 millimeters. We require 3 belts of A cross section for the given power transmission. Let me pause this video for a while so that people can copy it down. Later we'll solve problem number 3. Now, moving ahead for the final problem of our discussion on design of V-belt drive states that a V-belt is to be arranged between two shafts whose centers are 3000 mm. The driving pulley is of 850 mm effective diameter and is to be supplied with 75 kilowatts at 960 rpm. The follower pulley is to run at 480 rpm. Determine the number of belts required for the following particulars. Area of belt section 400 mm square. Weight of belt 0.01 Newton per centimeter cube. Safe working tensile stress is 2.1 Newton per millimeter square. Coefficient of friction is 0.27. Groove angle of pulley is 40 degrees. Also find initial tension required in each belt. Let us solve this problem. If I list out the data given, we have the data specified as V belt is arranged between the two shafts whose centers are 3000 mm. So we have, he has given the center distance as 3000 millimeters, and the driving pulley is of 850 mm effective diameter. So he has given d1, which is nothing but small d, as 850 millimeters, and it is supplied with 75 kilowatt of power. Power supplied is 75 kilowatts at 960 rpm. So N1 is 960 rpm. If all our pulley is to run at 480 rpm, N2 is 480 rpm. Determine the number of belts required. Very important. He is asking number of belts required. So therefore, I should employ the procedure of flat belt drive procedure to determine the number of belts required here, with the difference of ratios of belt tension to be considered as T1 by T2 is equal to e to the power of mu theta by sin alpha, where alpha is semi groove angle. He has given groove angle as 40, so therefore semi groove angle is 20 degrees. Determine the number of belts required. Cross section of the belt area is specified. Area is 400 mm square. He has specified the weight as 0.01 Newton per centimeter cube. Safe stress is given. So sigma 1 is 2.1 megapascals. Coefficient of friction mu is specified as 0.27. Groove angle is 2 alpha, where alpha is semi groove angle. 2 alpha is 40, and he is also asking to find out the initial tension T0. Let us solve this problem. So first step is to find the unknown diameter. Find the unknown diameter. That is d1 n1 is equal to d2 n2. So d1 is known 850, and it is running at 960 rpm. d2 is unknown, which is running at 480 rpm. So therefore d2 will be 850 into 960 divided by 480, which is nothing but 1700 mm is the value of larger diameter pulley. Next, find the value of velocity. V is equal to pi d n1 by 60,000. Pi times diameter d1 is 850 into its speed is 960 divided by 1000, which is turning out to be divided by 60,000. Sorry. So velocity is 42.726 meters per second. 42.726 meters per second. So next, let us calculate the value of capacity, or let me find out the value of centrifugal stress. We know that centrifugal stress sigma c is equal to W into V square divided by 10 to the power of 6 into G. This is equation 14.3F, referring to page 291. A very important note here is that W should be in Newton per meter cube. He has given it in Newton per centimeter cube. So therefore, in Newton per meter cube, it will become 0.01 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per meter cube. Centi stands for 10 to the power of minus 2. 10 to the power of minus 2 whole cube is 10 to the power of minus 6. Take this to numerator, it will become 10 to the power of plus 6 Newton per meter cube. So therefore sigma c is 0.01 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per meter cube into V square. V is 42.726 square divided by 10 to the power of 6 into 9.81. So if I cancel off and solve, we will get the centrifugal stress as 0.01 into 42.726 square divided by 9.81, which is turning out to be 1.861 megapascals or Newton per millimeter square. Next, moving for step 4. Let's find the capacity. So here for V belts, capacity is given by e to the power of mu theta by sin alpha. Now coming for angle of contact for smaller pulley, the formula is pi minus 2 times sin inverse of d minus d by 2c, referring to equation 14.1a. And get theta s as, kindly make a note, your calculator should be in radian mode here. That is, we have 2 times sin inverse of capital D is 1700 minus small d. Small d is given for us 850 divided by 2 times 3000. Center distance is specified as 3000 mm. So if I solve, I will get the answer in radians as 2.8573. 2.8573 radians. Similarly, for larger pulley, we have pi plus 2 times sin inverse of d minus d by 2c. This is equation 14.1b. So I will get theta for larger pulley as pi plus 2 into sin inverse of 1700 minus 850 by 6000. Theta larger pulley is 3.426 radians. Now if you observe mu, the coefficient of friction is 0.27 for both the pulleys. So therefore always we should go for smaller angle as the capacity. So therefore since mu is same, e power mu theta by sin alpha is nothing but e to the power of mu theta s by sin alpha. Therefore capacity is equal to e to the power of mu theta s by sin alpha. That is, e to the power of mu is 0.27, theta s is 2.8573 divided by sin of alpha is 20 degrees. So if I substitute and solve, I will get the value of E as 9.541. So we got the value of capacity. Next, step 5, find the value of constant. These procedures you already learned in design of flat belt. So value of constant k is given by 1 minus 1 by e to the power of mu theta by sin alpha. So therefore we get the value of constant as 1 minus 1 by answer, which is nothing but 0.8952. 0.8952. Next, step 6, power transmitted. Power transmitted by one belt. We know power equation, P is equal to width into thickness times velocity by 1000 into sigma design minus sigma centrifugal into K. That is nothing but 1 minus 1 by e to the power of mu theta by sin alpha. Very important for V belts. Equation 14.5a, referring to page 291. The only changes we are making is that the ratios of belt tension formula, where in which ratios of belt tension is given by e to the power of mu theta by sin alpha. Make a note of it. So we know all the values. If I substitute and solve, I will get the answer as B into T is area. Area is 400 times velocity. V is 42.726 divided by 1000 times design stress is given. Sigma 1 is 2.1 minus centrifugal stress is 1.861 into constant is 0.8952. So power per belt is 3.6565 kilowatts. So therefore total number of belts what he has asked will be number of belts is equal to total power divided by power per belt. Total power to be transmitted is 75 kilowatts per belt. It can transmit 3.6565 kilowatts. So therefore number of belts required is 20.5, which is nearly equal to 21 belts. So the answer for the problem is 21 belts. Now finally he has asked us to calculate the value of initial tension. Let us calculate the initial tension, which is given by 2 times root of T0 is equal to root T1 plus root T2, where T1 is equal to sigma 1 into area. Sigma 1 is given 2.1 into area is 400. The answer is 400 into 2.1, which is 840 newtons. Now to find T2 I want sigma 2, for which I should use the formula as sigma 1 minus sigma c by sigma 2 minus sigma c is equal to e to the power of mu theta by sin alpha. This is equation number 14.3d. Equation 14.3d. We know all the values. If I substitute and solve, I will get sigma 1 is 2.1 minus sigma c is 1.861 divided by sigma 2 minus 1.861, which is equal to capacity is 9.5413. So therefore I get the value of sigma 2 as 1.886 megapascals. So therefore T2 is sigma 2 into area 1.886 into 400, which is nothing but 754.42 newtons. So hence the initial tension P naught will be, so substitute this equation and solve. I will get root of T1 is 840 plus root of T2 is 754.42 divided by 2, square of answer 796.63, 796.635 newtons. So the initial tension is 796.635 newtons. So this is the complete solution for problem number 3, and this is the procedure you should employ when he asked to determine the number of belts required. So the two important categories of problem in design of V belts are number of belts required. When he asks number of belts required, always you should follow the procedure what we employed for design of flat belt drive. When he asked to select a V belt cross section and then finding the number of belts required, then we should use the procedure of V belt drive, which I clearly explained in our previous lecture and solved two problems on it, one in previous lecture and one in today's lecture. So this completes our discussion on design of V belts. That's all from this lecture. Thank you all.